Right. I hope you're doing well. Hello, welcome. I don't know, a bit of a fight and a trance today. My brain seems to have decided to go on fucking holiday for some reason. So yesterday, where we at? Well, been a good week for podcasts. Obviously, episode 8 of Drugs and Stuff came out, and that's proving to be really popular. Actually, I'm quite surprised. We're getting a lot of positive feedback from that off advicersradio.com. And I'm shocked. I really am. But I suppose it's a bit different to other podcasts. They're not the same. I mean, we have a bit of a format that we follow, but it's not just a regurgitation of the same shit each week because it's very customer led and we try not to. So one half is topical, another half is questions. But yeah, I actually want to plan one on what we do after the dust has settled, so to speak. So life after the comp, or life after retirement as a competition bodybuilder, or life after injury, that sort of thing, where you can't carry on as you were. I think that would be quite an interesting topic to tackle. And then I did Beef TV on Monday, and they turned their shows around quick. I mean, we recorded that 11 o'clock Monday morning or whatever it was, and it was on air that day. Um, Good laugh, Aaron and Z actually. Took piss out of Z some crying for his shiny teeth. And Aaron, they were saying it's the first podcast I've done where I don't talk about drugs. And yeah, it probably is actually. Apart from stuff on this channel, it is probably the first actual podcast I've done where I haven't ended up talking about drugs. So we talked about mental impacts and it's all right not to be competitive and those sort of things. Um, Then Wednesday I was in Edinburgh, Glasgow seeing clients. That was a bit of a shit run, shitty fucking weather. And then today I've been at home. Tomorrow I'm at home. Um, I'm currently taking the local council to court over damage to my car from potholes. Don't think I'll get very far, but we'll see. Next week it goes fucking ballistic. I'm literally doing over 2,000 miles next week. Inverness on Tuesday. I'm going to be up there for about 2:30, 3:00. That's about a 7-8 hour drive from me. It's 400 miles. And then over to the Forge, Gavin Ledge gym. And we're doing a seminar there on the Tuesday night, which is actually starting to fill up quite nicely. You can pay on the door or it's pre-booking. It's 10 ahead. And then the plan was originally to stop overnight in Inverness and then come down to Edinburgh the next day and do some PTs and visit a couple of gyms down there that I know. But I've had to scrap that now because I now have to be in Harrogate for 11 o'clock. So that's going to mean I'm going to have to set off from Inverness Tuesday night, try and get a couple hundred miles under my belt before I stop and get somewhere to sleep. And then do the other 200 miles in the morning, 170 miles in the morning into Harrogate. Present there. And it's a split presentation, which is a pain in the ass as well. So I've got to do 2 there, and then I can get home. So I hopefully I'll be home about 6, 7 o'clock that evening, which isn't too bad. But then I'm up early again on the Thursday to get to Wiltshire, and that's another 200, 220 miles from me, opposite direction going south. That presentation's been split into 2 now as well, so I've got 2 to do there. Then I'm seeing 2 clients post that, which I need to actually organise tomorrow. And then back that night. That's going to be a late one. I'm not going to get back till 12, 1 in the morning. And then I'm going to be up early again the next day, but it's a short trip. I'm only going to Nottingham to an RAF base to do a presentation. That's an early, that's a 9:30, 10:30. That's a nice, easy finish. And then I'm going to drop into Peterborough and work out of Horsepower Strength and Conditioning Gym, Willie Horseball. And we're going to do some PT sessions and a seminar. I did a seminar down there earlier in the year, and it was packed. It was one of the best I've done actually, from a point of view of attendance and interaction. It was a really good do, and we had a good over 40 people turn up. It was a cracking do. So I'm hoping that this one will be just as good. And Saturday at home, And then Sunday up to the lakes to present to the yeoman up there in the barracks. And then I'm going to go see a client, train him. And then wife's coming with us and we're going to have a meal out up there because the client's got a couple of restaurants. So we're going to go to one of his restaurants, have something to eat. And then Monday, first thing, I've got to get down to Tidworth, which is a bitch of a drive. Tidworth Barracks is huge, and they've got a huge auditorium outside the barracks where they do the presentations, and it's massive, holds fucking 500 plus. So that's busy, but they've split that fucking thing as well. So there's one in the morning, there's one at 3 o'clock in the afternoon, so it's a twat. So I'm going to see if I can get a PT or see a client in the afternoon in the area. And then the rest of that week's quite quiet as it happens up until the Friday. And then I've got to go somewhere else on the Friday, but I can't remember bloody where. No, it completely escapes me. But I am, yeah, up out Ipswich way, somewhere over that way on the Friday, which again is another 200, 250 mile trek as well, each way. So one hell of a busy week, but the military stuff's always busy around this time of year. Now, normally it starts to pick up in October, and by this time you're literally on the road 7 days a week. But because the contract's only just restarted, it's a bit slow. So usually when we come into January, it's dead. You're lucky if you get 2 jobs a month out of it. But I think we'll get a nice steady little trickle into January because we haven't got that many in December now. So that could be quite good. But then after that, it should be nothing, and I could have a couple of weeks of just chilling and catching up with things. I've got a police report to do that's just been doubled in volume, which I'm pissed off about because I've now got a co-accused, but shit happens. It's just a bitch when you've quoted it. And obviously, Brutal Muscle's up and running now. That launched this week, so that's going quite well. Early days, but starting to get some interaction. And I've got some videos to do for that tonight or tomorrow as well. So yeah, busy. But idle hands and devil's work and all that crap. So when do I train? Not very often is the answer to that. Diet's been, I've tried to keep it limited damage, but it's just a case of grabbing what I can when I can. Trained this morning, trained Tuesday morning, and I'm going to train tomorrow, and I'm going to train Sunday. Unfortunately, I can't train Saturday. I've got somewhere to be early Saturday morning. Going up to Liverpool to see a friend of mine. Yeah, training's been a bit limited. Oh yes, and my training partner, he has formally handed his notice in, which I'm quite upset about, actually. Who else am I going to abuse in the morning now? Yes, Dom's been building a gym at his home. And when I say gym, I mean gym. He's dug into the foundations of his house underneath and extended it all and made a huge gym area down there. And he's fitted it all out with Watson's gym equipment. So he's spent a lot of money on some really nice kit as well. But unfortunately, we currently train in a shitty commercial gym in the town centre, we chose it purely because of its opening hours and it was peanuts, and neither of us are really doing much in our training at the moment. And it's sort of halfway between the two of us, which is fine. It's 20, 25 minutes for me and it's 20, 25 minutes for him. But that means me getting to him's nearer 40, 45 minutes, which is a bit far to be doing every morning because I train 6, 7 in the morning. So at the moment, I'm not sure what I'm going to do in the new year. Now, I have a client very, very local to me, literally 5 minutes up the road. And we did a session in a gym that he's just started training at. I knew it had opened, but I didn't know where it was. And it turns out it's literally 5 minutes from my house. And it's not a bad league. You've got some nice bars. They have got some nice bars. Dumbbells go up to 70s, which isn't really a big concern for me anymore. The kit's all right. I think it's primal strength. So it's not bad. It's not bad kit. Some stuff's a bit shit. It doesn't have certain things, but in general, it's not a bad kit. It's known as a boutique gym. It's got a very fancy reception that's all really trendy. I mean, the fucking changing rooms are like a hotel suite. They really are. The changing rooms are something else. And the reception area is very, very trendy and fashionable as well. But because of all that, they charge 45 quid a month, which I know for guys down south, that's not a lot. For a tight Yorkshireman like me who squeaks when he fucking walks, that is a lot. I'm charging 14 quid a week 14 quid a month at the moment. So I can't. I know I'm a tight shit. Just 3 times the price. But I don't know. You know, it's 5 minutes. So I might take that in the new year. Particularly, they do a New Year January offer sort of thing to get people through the door. My son's also mentioned he wants to start training. Now he works in the town, so he likes it at the moment because I give him a lift in when I'm going to the gym. He hates catching the bloody bus. But so I don't know. There's maybe reason to stay where I am, but I do think I need a change of environment. I think it might motivate me a little bit more. Just a lot of kit down there. I know it is a bit soulless. So we'll see. We'll see what happens on that front. But that's really my life at the moment. It's a bit shit. It's just work, and not much play. And that is about it. You know what? I haven't done this for a while, and I think when things quieten down a little bit, I'm gonna get back into some journals and have a dig around some of the science shit and see what I can come up with, because there's got to be some new stuff out there, and I haven't really looked for a while, so I could do with a refresher and catching up. I was looking through some stuff yesterday about cortisol suppression because obviously Richard from Strom does the Neuromax, which is a cortisol suppressant. Now I find it really, really helpful and beneficial in lots of different ways, but gear definitely mitigates the negatives of high cortisol. Stops you going catabolic, keeps you anabolic, that sort of thing, increases ACTH. So I want to check something because there were a few studies that hinted that it may actually reduce cortisol in its own right. But most had sort of confirmed that it blocks the effects of cortisol more than actually reduces cortisol itself. So I might have a dig into that actually and see what I can come up with there. I think that could be quite interesting. And apart from that, that's 12 minutes of me talking bollocks. Really, and I want to ask some of the guys because I am genuinely curious. Just lately, for the last month or so, longer really, my channel has been very much me just catching up with you guys about what I've been doing that week, or what I'm planning to do, or what's going on. There's not been a lot of drug research. There's not been a lot of drug information. Does that actually really interest you? I mean, do you like listening to me talking bollocks about what I've been up to? Or would you rather me get into some proper meaty subject matter and some proper topical discussion? Because I just find it a bit odd that you'd be interested in my random ramblings about the crap I do. I know sometimes it's a bit interesting, but not. Oh, actually, nothing training or really me related at all. On my way up to Edinburgh, I saw one of the new Bentley Continental GTs. Oh, what a car! Beautiful looking car. Definitely aspiration car there. And then I had to nip down to BMW this morning. And I walked in on them preparing for the launch of the new 8 Series and the new X5, which is the launch party tonight. And I got a little bit of a sneak preview about the new 8 Series. And that's a trick bit. It starts at £86,000, but that's a trick bit of shit as well. The technology in that is Tesla-ish when it comes to its electronics and its upgradability and its programmability. And it's syncing with your phone. It even syncs with what's it called? Alexa. So you can sync with your Alexa in your house via your car, which I find very mad. So, but yeah, from the back, the car looks stunning, absolutely stunning. Front just looked like another 3.5, bit lower, but it just looked like another 3 or 5. To be honest, I wasn't overly impressed. Didn't get to see the X5. I'd have liked to have seen that, but the guy, the salesman, was saying they took it on a training course, and obviously he's a salesman, so he said to be honest, he'd never really liked the X5. He found them a bit shit, but he was really impressed with this. So they didn't invite me down for the party tonight, the tight twats, but I couldn't have gone anyway. But they have invited me down Saturday for a play. But I don't think I'm going to have time because, like I said, I'm going up to Liverpool to see Chris Griffiths, a mate of mine who's a real high-end spec valeter. So we'll see. We'll see what's happening. And really, so like I said, is this the stuff you want to hear, or would you want me to do a bit more research and get it back into some more drug stuff, or really, where would you like it to go? Because I'm just not sure at the moment. I'm just sort of generally chit-chatting to you like I would a mate, because I don't really know what else to do with it. So let me know. Let me know your thoughts on that. And I'm going to go. It's 8 o'clock. I was supposed to be in Manchester meeting a copper mate of mine to discuss some presentations with the NHS, which I haven't made. So I'm going to have to ring him and apologise. And I need to jump in a bath because I'm a smelly, sweaty git, and I hadn't realised it had got so late. So take care, and I'll speak to you soon.